me explain the power of Twitter. The best way I could do this is Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, died about 100 years ago. It's almost as if he understood Twitter. In one of his letters he wrote, "I apologize for the length of my correspondence. Given more time, it would have been shorter." Think about that. What did he mean by that? Now, when your customers read a newsletter, how much does that cost them? Well, usually it doesn't cost them anything at all. But they do have to spend something, and what is that? Time. And isn't time in a lot of cases more valuable than cash itself sometimes? So they are spending something. So when you do social media, whatever you're doing, I want you to be very, very, very keen to what's in it for me and I didn't know that. If you can remember those two things and provide good content, your customers will continue to follow you.
I always love it when I go to social media conferences and people poo-poo likes and followers, because the bottom line is that unless you have people liking your brand or following you, it's very hard to get your message in front of them. So while I agree it's not the most important metric, it's definitely something that you want to track and measure. Most people today are saying that engagement is one of the great measurements. I agree. That's why we include it in our own dashboard. And also, this is a little bit controversial, but Gary Vaynerchuk has a great quote, which is, "What's the ROI of your mother?" And what he means by that is there's some things that are just intuitively important, and you just know in your gut that it's important to do. And I think that's something that pertains to social media as well. So if you have ever been tweeting with a brand that you feel has gone out of their way to engage with you, you know how special you can feel. And in this industry, that's what it's all about.
Hi everybody, name's Matt, Marketing Communications Manager here at Volusion, and welcome to 2-Minute Tuesdays. Now, pretty recently, Twitter unveiled their advertising platform for not just the large enterprise, but for small businesses just like yours. So to make the most of this tool, pay close attention. We've got 5 tips to use Twitter advertising for your small business. Now, first and foremost, you need to set your overall Twitter objective. So is your primary purpose to gain more followers, or is it to share more content? Now, this is really important because it's going to help you decide which is more important overall, being promoted accounts, which is where you essentially get more followers by promoting your overall account, or using promoted tweets, which allows you to amplify the impact and the reach of those tweets. So get your overall Twitter objectives together. It'll be a great foundation. Secondly, I recommend evenly spreading your budget throughout the month. Now, if you have a big discount or promotion that you're offering, might be a little bit different of a story, but you don't want to have huge up and down spikes throughout the month. So by pacing out your bids and making sure that you're paying attention to your daily maxes, you'll be in great shape to have even Stevens all throughout. Thirdly, use keyword and handle targeting. Now, the great thing about Twitter is you can get very specific in who you target. So try out some of your competitors' handles and use pertinent keywords in your industry. Makes your tweets and your accounts a lot more visible to the right people. Number 4, quick tip. Don't forget location targeting. Now, Twitter allows you to target on very, very specific geographic levels. So make sure that you're using that at least on the country level, especially if you're not selling internationally. Otherwise, it's a big waste of impressions, clicks, and budget. And last but definitely not least, leverage Twitter analytics. Now, with Twitter ad platform, you get a sneak peek and an exclusive preview into some analytics that you don't otherwise get. So use that to see which tweets and which campaigns are working the best. And bonus tip, always make sure you're focusing on improving your engagement rates. Keep these 5 tips in mind as you use Twitter ads to overtake the Twitter sphere. Have any questions? Just leave me a comment in the box below. I'll get right back to you. From me to you, happy selling.
Hi, my name is Wandia. I'm a digital media aficionado, which means I love to geek out on all things digital. Today I want to talk about what are the advantages and disadvantages of Twitter as an electronic medium. I'd say there are lots of advantages and disadvantages, but I'm going to talk about 2 of each. One of the main advantages of Twitter is that you can reach out to anyone and everyone, literally anywhere in the world. That brings 6 degrees of separation to a significantly small number. The second is you can also find and share really cool content because it's pithy and it's simple. It's really a great way to find cool content in your Twitter stream or in the universal Twitter stream on any subject that you want. The disadvantages of Twitter, though, is that you have to be precise and pithy. With only 140 characters, as you can see, your content has to be really concise. The other thing is Twitter has become really spammy. And so I'd say let's start blocking people to spam so that we can find and share far more quality content. I hope those tips were helpful. If you need additional information, feel free to reach me at www.1dia.info.
Do you access your Twitter and how do you use it?
Well, I use of course, you will first log in your account or register in Twitter and log in your account. And usually, what I do in my Twitter is to get an information or reading any articles such as or that what's happening, what's new, what's the trends, and as well as viral videos and that's happening in our society.